I was born with a strange gift. The ability to see what no human being has ever seen before. I might just as well start here.
Good, Jody. Let's try something else.
Welcome back to PlusDive for May of 2018. I guess you could call this Season 2. Got a new intro. This is the start of my second year doing this, so hooray! We're going to start off with Beyond Two Souls, one of the PS4 freebies this month. I just recently played Heavy Rain on the PS3. I played the demo for the new Detroit Become Human that's scheduled to release later this month, which is probably why this is here, to kind of drum up some enthusiasm for that. It is your typical Quantic Dream type of game. Very story-heavy, lots of decisions. At the end of each section, you get to see how many people made the same decisions that you did. So you can kind of get that bit of insight. There's some big names attached to this. Here you can see Ellen Page. You might have noticed Willem Dafoe in the first clip there, but they always tend to pull out all the stops here. It's a good story, some interesting gameplay that generally has you moving around as the spirit Aiden that is somehow attached to our heroine Jody here.
We have to read the documents. Make it quick.
But it's a bit more actiony and interesting than Heavy Rain was. And being the PS4 upgrade, the graphics are pretty spot on here. So if you're looking forward to the upcoming Detroit Become Human, and you've got PS Plus, then you can't do worse than giving Beyond Two Souls a try. It comes with your subscription through to the end of the month. Next on the list is the latest from the storied Rayman franchise, Rayman Legends, where you play as the titular Rayman and the equally titular Legends, after you unlock them, of course. It is a beautiful 2D platformer. The controls are really slick. I mean, it was not difficult to start doing things that were really kind of impressive. And this game, it just oozes charm all over the place. Like, for example, when you find a secret area. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you're impressed, too. Aside from the normal, platformy stuff, there are also a few little puzzle rooms. Each level, you are trying to get as many of those little loom collectibles as possible, the little yellow and purple things. But you also need to rescue, I want to say, 10 of these guys in each stage as well. If you do, 10. If you do, you get an extra bonus. The goal is to kind of try to rescue all of these guys over the course of the game. As you go along, you collect these little critters called looms. You can actually spend Uplay points to buy more, but you can use them to unlock some more characters. You get scratch cards that can unlock stuff. You get creatures, mini games, different playable characters, all sorts of stuff. Jam-packed and free this month with your subscription. Switching over to the PlayStation 3, we have Eat Them, a comic book-looking monster brawler. you can actually go through and build your own monster, complete with, head, torso, arms, legs, and whatever. You can name it whatever you like. I named this guy Lefty. Choose your colors. It really helps to kind of customize for the multiplayer, but you can actually bring your generated creation into the main storyline as well. The biggest thing is usually you're just kind of trying to create mayhem, blow stuff up. If you die and you've got another monster on hand, you can just switch to the other monster and continue to try to get your goals. So that's the main mission there, is just to smash up and get as much property damage as possible. There's also survival mode, where you try to last as long as possible. There's a race mode, where you need to go through all the checkpoints and try to cause as little damage as possible. And you can unlock new parts for new monsters at the same time. Eat Them was pretty fun, and once again, available with your PS Plus subscription.
I knew it'd be hard. Damn. When was it ever easy?
Well, you know what wasn't easy? Playing this game. Which is unfortunate. This is Risen 3. It's kind of fantasy-ish, and, not quite the same kind of fantasy as like Pirates of the Caribbean. But it does kind of mix your typical fantasy kind of RPG-ish thing with, you're playing as kind of a piratey dude running around with his piratey sister. But I have to say that this was the most painful game, graphics-wise, that I have ever played on the PlayStation 3. I can forgive quite a bit as far as graphics are concerned, but this game was just sloppy and actually started to give me a headache while I was playing it. It's got a lot of potential. There is an enhanced edition on the PS4, so
excellent.
I mean,
now let's see what's
if you
here.
want to dump the $20 on it, that's an option. But I mean, you've got white outlines around these birds' wings. You've got large parts of scenery popping in as you walk closer. And they try to do this depth of field thing that just ends up making them look all blurry. It's just not pleasant. But hey, I didn't pay for it because it's free this month. Shifting over to the PlayStation Vita, we have Furmins, which is a puzzle game sort of thing. It's kind of equal parts Incredible Machine and Lemmings, where you basically need to set things in place and get the Furmins from point A to point B. It's fun, it's charming, it relies heavily on the touchscreen, so if you're playing this on the PS TV like I was, it's a little bit annoying, but at least possible to play, as long as you've got a PS4 controller. But the physics were pretty satisfying, the gameplay was enjoyable. The, little, silly little creature noises were suitably pleasant, and the gameplay itself was thoroughly enjoyable. So if you're looking for a pick up and play puzzle game on the Vita, you can't do too much worse than this. Furmins is available only on the PS Vita for free this month with your PS Plus subscription. Well, that's not a spoiler warning. King Oddball is the only cross-buy this month. It's on the Vita, PS3, and PS4, though, so it hits the trifecta. It's another kind of pick-up-and-play sort of puzzle game. It's got a little bit of an Angry Birds vibe, where you're trying to use your physics shots to take out the bad guys, in this case, some tanks. If you don't make it through the stage, that's okay. There's no penalty to try again and try to get it taken care of as quickly as possible. If you can do it in one shot, it's extremely satisfying. And you must promise to keep an eye out for the stashes. That's King Oddball for the PS3, PS4, and Vita, all free this month. Thanks again for watching. This month has 5 Thursdays, so there will be a giveaway toward the end of the month when I do my shuffle video. Keep an eye out for that. But otherwise, I will see you next week for my next feature.